What would you do if you ever found yourself stuck in the wide open sea surrounded by sharks? I know, sounds like an extreme scenario, doesn't it? You'd probably wish you took those swimming lessons from Uncle Tommy more seriously, instead of taking diving lessons from your goldfish. But this isn't some tall fisherman's tale, despite how it sounds. It's a terrifying chapter from our history books. It's almost as terrifying as Aunt Marge's lasagna. This is a story of survival, courage, and a human spirit stronger than a Panera-loaded coffee. A story of men who faced their biggest fears in the heart of the Pacific. These men were braver than a pride of lions. They were also tough as nails. They surely gave the Marines a run for their money. But let's not get it twisted. This is no comedic sketch. It is the gripping tale of the men aboard the USS Indianapolis. The USS Indianapolis, a Portland-class heavy cruiser, was no trivial seafaring damsel. She played a significant role in World War II, flexing her muscle like a heavyweight champ in a dinghy race. With a crew of 1,200 men, this vessel was more than just a ship. It was a floating fortress of resilience. You could even say it was the Arnold Schwarzenegger of ships. Seriously, if ships had biceps, the Indianapolis would have been flexing them from the Pacific to the Atlantic, making both allies and enemies do a double take. Among the many missions assigned to the USS Indianapolis, one stands out, a top-secret mission that would change the course of history, or at the very least, the itinerary of a few pigeons. This mission wasn't just any old grocery run. The USS Indianapolis was tasked with delivering critical parts for the atomic bomb, a weapon of unprecedented power. And let me tell you, when you're delivering something that explosive, there's no room for a wrong turn or a flat tire. Against all odds, the USS Indianapolis completed this mission successfully, contributing in a significant way to the end of the war, and earning itself a gold star in the history books. However, the USS Indianapolis would soon find herself embroiled in one of the most horrific incidents in naval history. A story so intense, you'll be gripping your popcorn tighter than a sailor in a storm. On a fateful night of July 30th, 1945, disaster struck the USS Indianapolis. The ship, a symbol of American might and power, was hit by a devastating attack. A Japanese submarine, hidden in the depths of the Pacific, launched a torpedo that caused immediate and catastrophic impact. The Indianapolis, once a titan on the seas, was reduced to a sinking wreck in an alarmingly short span of time. The torpedo hit its mark, and the mighty ship began to sink rapidly. The crew members, many of whom were trapped below deck, scrambled to escape. In a cruel twist of fate, the sea, which had been their home, now became their watery prison. In a mere 12 minutes, the ship sank, leaving nearly 900 men adrift in the Pacific Ocean. The sinking of the ship marked the beginning of a 5-day nightmare, as the mighty USS Indianapolis descended beneath the waves. The survivors of the initial torpedo strike found themselves stranded in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. With no lifeboats, they were forced to cling to debris or float in life vests, their world reduced to a vast and of salt water. Their challenges were numerous. Dehydration was a constant threat. The ocean, despite being a vast body of water, was undrinkable. The relentless sun offered no mercy, beating down on them and sapping their strength. As the hours turned into days, their bodies weakened, their lips cracked from the salty air, their throats parched, and their spirits diminished. Exposure was a relentless foe. The survivors found themselves at the mercy of the elements, with no shelter from the sun during the day, and no protection from the chilling cold at night. Their skin reddened, blistered, and peeled. Their bodies shivered uncontrollably as the night's cold seeped into their bones. Perhaps the most terrifying ordeal of all was the constant threat of shark attacks. The survivors were not alone in the water. Beneath the surface lurked a deadly menace, drawn by the wreckage and the thrashing of desperate men. The ocean's apex predators, the sharks, began to circle. Survivor accounts paint a chilling picture of dark shadows beneath the waves, of sudden violent attacks, and of comrades disappearing beneath the surface, never to resurface. For 5 long, agonizing days, this was their reality. A relentless battle against the elements, against their own bodies' limitations, and against the predators of the deep. A test of human endurance beyond comprehension. They were men adrift in a merciless sea, their hope dwindling with each passing hour, their will to survive their only beacon in the darkness. They spent 5 agonizing days fighting for their lives in the shark-infested waters. On the 4th day of their ordeal, the survivors were spotted by a patrolling aircraft. The rescue operation was swift and efficient, as though they were being lifted from danger and delivered to safety with the utmost urgency. The rescuers pulled the men from the water with such speed that it underscored the intensity of their situation. Yet, the sight of the survivors gave even the most seasoned rescuers a moment of pause. The survivors were a haunting sight, their bodies etched with the harsh elements and the relentless assaults from the sea's dwellers. Pause. Go watch this video featuring Mr. Beast for your chance to win up to $100. All you have to do is be the first person to redeem each gift card. Here are 2 more codes. Good luck. Now back to the video. In the aftermath, the survivors were taken to hospitals in Guam and Pearl Harbor. Their bodies healed, but their minds bore the scars of their ordeal. The ship's captain, Charles McVeigh, was court-martialed, failing to zigzag, a maneuver designed to make the ship a harder target. In an unexpected turn of events, the submarine commander who had sunk the Indianapolis testified that zigzagging would not have saved the ship. Years later, a young schoolboy, moved by the story of the Indianapolis, campaigned for McVeigh's exoneration. The efforts were successful, and in the year 2001, McVeigh was posthumously exonerated. The story of the USS Indianapolis is a tragic one, but also a story of survival, of the indomitable human spirit. It is a tale that resonates deeply, reminding us of our capacity for courage and resilience. The tragic saga of the USS Indianapolis came to an end, but its memory lives the lessons it teaches about accountability, courage, and the power of a single voice. Continue to echo, a poignant reminder of a chapter in history that we must never forget. The USS Indianapolis incident remains the deadliest shark attack in history. Its story a stark reminder of the horrors of war. It's a tale that's etched not only in the annals of naval history, but also in the collective consciousness of a nation. This catastrophic event had an indelible impact, not just on the survivors and their families, but also on the wider public. The harrowing experience of the crew, their struggle for survival, and their sheer bravery in the face of imminent death stirred the hearts of millions. It served as a grim reminder of the human cost of war, prompting a re-evaluation of military procedures and safety measures. The lessons learned from the disaster were significant. It led to changes in naval protocol, ensuring that no ship could leave port without proper distress equipment. It also highlighted the importance of swift and effective communication in times of crisis. But perhaps the most enduring legacy of the USS Indianapolis is the spirit of survival that it epitomizes. The courage, resilience, and determination of its crew in the face of unimaginable adversity have become symbols of human fortitude. Their story continues to inspire generations, serving as a beacon of hope and testament to the strength of the human spirit. The memory of the USS Indianapolis and her crew is kept alive by their tragic fate. Their courage and resilience continue to inspire us. Their story is a testament to the human spirit's indomitable will to survive against all odds.